Why, hello, children. It's time for another story. And this time, I'm going to tell you the story of how I met Yodel Elf. It all happened long ago after taking Snowy, that's my dog, for a walk. We would always walk along the same path every morning, and sometimes I would see huge footprints in the snow. I often wondered if it could be the footprints of a Yeti, but then I would tell myself that that could not be possible because we're here in the North Pole, where everything is magical and nice, and we don't have such monsters. Well, the more I thought about these footprints, the more I wanted to find out who they belonged to. So one day, with Snowy by my side, I decided to follow them. We followed them for many, many miles, when all of a sudden, the weather began to change. The once blue sky suddenly turned dark and stormy, and it began to snow. It began to snow very heavy. Oh, so soon I realized that we were lost. Oh, Snowy, I said with a little tremor in my voice, I think I have to call Rudolph and ask him to come and rescue us. So I reached into my pocket and got out my mobile phone. But when I dialed the number, to my dismay, I could not get a signal. And the storm was starting to brew, and all communications were temporarily lost. Oh dear, what was I to do? It had become so cold, and the snow blizzards made it impossible to see anything around me. I'm so sorry, Snowy, I said with a shiver. We're lost, and the only thing to do is to wait until the storm blows over. So Snowy and I lied down in the snow and huddled together for warmth. Oh, would the storm pass soon? Would we survive the night, I thought? Although I was afraid and shivering from the cold, I soon fell asleep with Snowy by my side. But when I woke up, to my surprise, I found that we were no longer outside in the snow, but under a big, fluffy blanket beside a huge, roaring fire. Beside the hearth stood 2 cups of steaming hot chocolate. Well, thankfully, someone very kind had found us and saved our lives. But who could it be? And how did we get here? Just then, a big, cheerful-looking monster appeared before us and said, "Good morning, Santa. I'm Yodel." So it was he who had saved our lives, mine and Snowy's. He then told me that he lived by himself and did not have a family of his own. Well, I felt so sorry for Yodel. He must be lonely, I thought, when suddenly Snowy ran over and started to lick him on the face with affection. "He's made of ice cream," Snowy barked, his tail wagging with excitement. Imagine my surprise. Before I could ask him why he lived alone, Yodel told me he was a little boy that Santa forgot because every year he never gets a present from Santa. Oh, how ashamed I was. I felt bad. Until now I did not know who Yodel was. I told Yodel that this year I would not forget him, and on Christmas Eve I would bring him a very special present. Just then I looked up in the sky. The storm had passed, and I could see Rudolph. He had come looking for us. Yodel became scared and ran away before I could thank him. Rudolph landed, and both Snowy and I climbed into the sleigh. All the way home I kept thinking of Yodel. So when we landed, I went straight over to Papa Elf and whispered in his ear what I wanted to do for Yodel. Well, Christmas Eve arrived, and after delivering all the other presents, I then flew off to see Yodel. As I flew over the ice cap, I could see Yodel sitting down there all alone. As I landed, I said, "Merry Christmas, Yodel! Oh, Santa, where's my present? Your sleigh is empty. Have you forgotten me again?" He said so sadly. "No, Yodel," I told him. that you would have a very special present this year. But it's too big to carry on the sleigh, so jump aboard, and I'll take you to see it. When we landed in the North Pole, Papa Elf ran over to greet us. "Yodel's present is finished," he explained excitedly. "Come and see." Oh, we followed him around the corner, and there it was. An ice castle for Yodel to live in. He would never be alone again. He would become part of our family in Santa's village. Well, Yodel started to cry with happiness. "Oh, Santa, I'm so happy. I have always wanted to be part of the family." "Well, you now have a family, my dear friend," I assured him. From that day, it has been wonderful to have Yodel around, especially for the elves, who visit his ice castle every day. Why, they even have a new brand of ice cream that only Yodel can make, and it's called Yodel Elf Treat, and the elves eat it every day. It's so special, the North Pole. We all love Yodel so much. Merry Christmas, children.
When you look to the sky and you see as they fly, you wish your friends a happy tide. When you hear the sound of sleigh bells ring, listen to the children shout and sing.